If it hurts, game breaks, no get you, don't let up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacles, block, cut, sides, do the game, tap, this win it. Rush it again, we're here for the first mate. Carry my team every 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
You look over the last 3 years, 30 wins, the most wins in Tennessee in a stretch of a 3-year span in Tennessee football since the late 90s. You look at the college football playoff, New Year's 6 bowl wins. You look at what we've done in the NFL draft, the best stretch of NFL draft picks at Tennessee in over 2 decades. And while we've been able to have that success on the field, our players have done an unbelievable job inside of our community. Each year we've set a team GPA record in the history of Tennessee football. I'm extremely proud of what our staff and our players have done here in a short amount of time. Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me? Yes, all right.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
It's day one, like I said, like I just told D-Rock. Hey, it's intensity from day one, from start to finish. Whistle to whistle blows to whistle in. All day, every day. I need everything you got. Everything out of you. All 15 days. Every practice. It starts right now. It's your time. It's your choice to be great. Let's pick that.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Tennessee on 2-1-2. Tennessee.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The boys are here. Coach Jay, foul me. Man, y'all, I hope we're not down and out. Coach Jay, I can tell by the backdrop. What are you doing? Where are you at? You getting ready for a game. I can tell.
I smell a victory coming, Boogie. Ooh. I smell a victory coming. Yeah, we getting ready out here. Man, I don't know what else to do but smile, man. I get so excited. My season gets ramped up here tomorrow night, so looking forward to getting one in and getting this thing moving in the right direction. Last year was kind of a year zero, and now it's kind of let's go eat time. So we're gonna go out there and try to eat as much as we dang can, and I think we're going to see another team that wears orange go out there and eat this Saturday as well.
I just wonder what all the boys out there in California have to say. You know, you're talking about last year was, year zero, getting ramped up, ready to go. And old coach, their analyst, is sitting in a room with a power tee hanging behind him. I wonder how they feel about that.
I smuggled it in here this morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not normally hanging here.
Coach Jay, like that girl in high school going out on a date and she's got her purse with her that's got the mini skirt and the tank top. He gets in and he pulls out the briefcase, throws on the hat, throws the flag up. Falming, how we doing, brother? I know you're down and out, but you're giving that Butch Jones 63 effort. We're gonna give it a run today.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. We're getting excited. Home opener, right? Everybody finally get back in Neyland. That's always exciting. Get some of these young guys in there for their first time, and even some of these transfer guys, like even Joey getting around through his tee for the first time, getting to see 100,000. It's just exciting, man. It's good to be back with football in Tennessee, man.
Yeah, look, me and Kaner kind of preached this last year, the year before last. It's like, you only get 12 of them, man. You only get 12 of them. Drink them in, soak them in, enjoy the ride. I get it. I've been calling it a glorified scrimmage all week long, and that's what it is. But you're going to see a lot of young guys. Like that excites me. I want to see some big plays. It's another Saturday. It's another opportunity to watch this football team, and I'm excited to get to do that tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 kickoff inside Neyland Stadium. Let's catch up with the chat. I can tell the pulse of the fan base. You can tell it's ETSU week because the numbers start to dip off a little bit. But guess what? Next week's Georgia week. They're going to go back up. But, hey, you're here hanging out with us. Do us a favor. Smash the thumbs up. Share out the link. Let them know we're live. The Friday morning show every Friday right here, 10 a.m. Eastern time on the Talkin VAWLS Network. And it takes you 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up. It takes you another 2 seconds to share it out. Let people know we're live. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's see who is hanging out in the chat. Who's hanging out in the chat? Angry Titan is here. He's the OG of the door fee. Door fee? What's a door fee? It's a tip in the tip jar. So thank you, boys, for coming on the air and giving us content every single day of the week. Matt Begley is also here. Says, morning, Talkin VAWLS. Family, I saw somewhere where Mrs. J and Coach were saying good morning to each other. Look how sweet that is. Morning, Vol fam. And Coach, special morning to Coach J. And look at, morning. But he says morning.
I left this house before Miss J was out of bed this morning. So
yeah, Coach giving that 63 effort. 63 effort. What
What
time did you get up this morning? 5 o'clock? Did you get up at 5 o'clock this morning?
About that, yeah.
Oh, brutal. We push it back to 10 for Coach, but he's still grinding. He's out there grinding. The man of steel is here dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. We appreciate that. Let's hit some super chats. Todd for 2. What is up, Todd? Says, Dorfy, greetings, Vol brethren, GBO. Marcus Rush has been a member for 38 months. Long time coming. We appreciate you, Marcus, for all the support. He also drops a $5 super chat. Says, Dorfy and GBO beat the Bucks. Jordan Heron, this is interesting. We don't condone gambling around here, but he drops $5 to say, I'm putting 100 on a parlay Coach J makes. If it hits, 50% of the winnings go to super chats every Saturday. The pressure's on, Coach.
I know. I was about to say that's
Look, he's grabbing paper and pen right now.
Yeah, I was like,
to go to work.
I better write this down.
Those good ones, dude. Start those good ones.
Yeah. A little rough in my Talkin VAWLS picks. I went 7 for 10 overall, but on the top 5, I think it was released. I think I want to say I went 2 for 3 on those ones. My 3 losses of my 10 were all in those top 5 I gave you, darn it. But my pick of the week, Georgia Tech, did hit.
Yeah, I think I went 4 for 5 last week, something like that. We hit everything with the Tennessee under, which is great. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Falming's
we'll
going to put it on. You may need to change that to let Falming make that parlay. We'll see how this plays out throughout the course of the season. Tim Rice has been a member for 30 months. We appreciate you, Tim. If you're not a member, hit the join button. It's $1. That's it. We appreciate the support. Rocky Top Tom is here. Drops a 5 spot. Angry Titan made me feel bad not dropping the door fee. Let's hope they put together 4 quarters complete. Complimentary football to borrow from Butch. Complimentary football. Yes, it's a Butchism, but it's true. It's truth, man. It's true. Complimentary football. Last week, you fumble at the mesh point. Very next play, sack, fumble, scoop, score. That's complimentary football. So I agree with that. Butch Jones actually may have been onto something there. But shout out, Tom. It's okay. How did Angry Titan make you feel bad? He's the OG of the door fee, but he didn't even drop a door fee. So you made up for it, Tom. All is good. But Falming brought up a point. We're back in Neyland Stadium, first home game of the season. First time in Neyland Stadium since the 56-0 win over UTEP November the 23rd of last year. And man, there's nothing like Neyland Stadium. I remember my first time walking through the tunnel and just watching it open up, man. The sounds, just smelling the grass. Brett Hubbs last week described it as a religious experience. And man, I would give anything. And I've been in that stadium when it's empty. Dauber hooked up a tour for us. We were going on a golf trip. We got to see the locker room, the press box. We got to walk down on the field. It was amazing. But I can't imagine just that aura in that stadium on game day when it's empty. And hearing Hub say that, man, I'm getting chills now just thinking about it. Back home in Neyland Stadium, you know it's going to be sold out. You know it's going to be rowdy, at least for a little bit. Josh Heupel, 25-4 in Neyland Stadium, and he's only lost one home game in the last 3 seasons. But I want to talk, right, it's ETSU week. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bones on a Friday morning show. We are going to talk a little bit about ETSU, but let's talk about Neyland. Let's talk about home games, game day traditions. If you're in Knoxville, you're going to the game, there's the Vol Walk, the Vol Navy. The number one thing for me is never miss them run through the tee. I'm all about tailgating. I'm going to be hanging out, tailgating, have a good time. And then it depends on who's with me, right? If the person that's with me has never been to a Vol Walk, I'm going to make sure they hit that Vol Walk. I'm going to check all the boxes if that person's never been to a game. But Fowl, be selfish. It's you. It's a bunch of guys that have been there before. What are you doing on game day? Where are you going? You got a spot, tailgate spot, bar? What are you doing on game day?
Usually we just try to get down early, man. Get down, get close for the Vol Walk. I know it's, if you've seen it, you've seen it, but it always seems like a tradition. So we always try to get there and see those guys, because a lot of times you won't get that close to players and staff and things like that. So it's always good to see those guys. And then, like you said, I like to get in and get in my seats, man. Like I like to be in. I don't like to walk over 25 people. So I'm getting to the Vol Walk. I'm seeing what I can see, and then I'm getting straight in and getting ready for the tee and getting everything settled. So, but it's usually just, it also depends on kickoff too, right? Like if we got time, if it's a noon kickoff, I don't always have the longest tailgate. We got a bit of a drive for us. So, but if it's a late one, we'll try to get hit a couple restaurants. Usually hit Calhoun's pregame, try to get a meal and a few drinks. But if it's a noon, we're just getting in, try to get there in time for Vol Walk, get out, get some seats, and get ready for the tee.
I mean, how far am I going back? I get into town Wednesday. No, I'm just kidding.
You're coming in town for a special occasion.
I get up. I'm coming in town Wednesday.
It's a week-long ordeal, man.
Now, normally we grab Calhoun's during the week. Gonna miss Vol calls because that was always something Miss J and I like to do, is go hit Vol calls and maybe a couple adult bar establishments in Market Square the night before. But day of, man, if it's a later game, maybe grab some sweet peas for lunch. I'm partial to some sweet peas, wings and barbecue, so I'll head over there if I got time. If not, of course, the Vol Walk is a big deal. If Dauber's around, drop by old G10, right, and say hi to Dauber or whoever's in the house. And if it's like 2016 and game days there, pop up to see that. If SEC Nation is there, maybe head over to see that the morning before. But just soak it in, man. Like when I come to Knoxville, I want to do everything and soak everything in. So I'll walk around campus, man. I'll really try to breathe it in as much as I can while I'm there. But and then last year, of course, look, do I think Tennessee should have ran down the field after the Bama win last year and tear down the goalpost and go nuts like they did in 22? Probably not. But if everyone's jumping on the field and Coach Jay's there, he's going to jump on the field. And speaking of the grass at Neyland being hallowed, I think I still have a big chunk of that grass.
Allegedly.
Miss Jay, allegedly. On the front porch.
I like how he did that. He put it out there, and then he said Miss J. So it's like, I've got it, but if anybody's going to go to jail, it's her. She did it. That's the one that one right there.
Throw it right under that
dry snitch right here real quick.
Yeah, just a little defense mode there. Oh, man. Shout out Angry Titan for 5. Said just bought a new house over 400 miles away. Money super tight, but the OG must drop the door fee. Much love, Talkin VAWLS fam. Shout out Angry Titan. I appreciate you, man. Don't ever let me guilt you into a super chat. I think that's what I just did. I appreciate all your support, brother. If you don't have the money, don't ever give. But I do appreciate you, my man. Brad drops at 20. Why are we $20.01? What is Brad doing? What is Brad? Why 20? The top donation is not even $20. But hey, Brad, we'll take that extra penny. $20.01. That's Orange Boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top.
Brad says, GBO, going to the game, always make it for the Vol Walk. Love watching the band march in. This week will be tough. Driving from West Tennessee Saturday morning, still have 2 tickets available. So if you are in the Talkin VAWLS Facebook group, or if you're not, man, If you want to just hit me up, I can connect you with Brad. He's trying to sell 2 tickets. I don't know how much he's selling them for. You guys can talk about it in the comment section. And then if you want me to connect you with Brad, you can hit me up. But shout out, Brad. Watching the band march in is something I had never done before. But when I took my daughter for the Connecticut game, we were just doing all the things and checking all the boxes. And we ended up, I was actually trying to meet up with Kaner. And then we ended up watching the band march in. That was actually pretty cool. Have either one of you all ever watched that or experienced it? It's pretty neat. I'd never done it before. It was worth the time. So, yeah.
I didn't know that was I didn't know they didn't come in separate from like ball walk and stuff. I've actually never seen that.
Yeah, they like come in and they walk across the bridge that I think say Tennessee or whatever. They walk across that bridge, come down the steps, come around and go in the stadium. And we just walked right into it. We stumbled right into it. It was pretty cool. It was worth the time. Shout out, Brad. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Game day. We're about a little over 24 hours away from kickoff, but I want to talk a little Cruton because we got some bad news, and that's fine. It happens. It's flip season. Flip season is officially here. Made a video on this yesterday. JB Shabazz, 4-star offensive tackle. Look, here's the interesting thing. Ranked just outside the on 300, right? And that's I don't know how much you guys put into that. I look at guys that are in the top 100, and if you're in the on 300, you're a dude. Like, you're just a dude, and he's ranked just outside that 308.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee didn't move. Tennessee's ranked 8th according to the on 3 industry rankings. Coach, do I maybe not understand recruiting rankings enough? Because I'll openly admit I really don't. Like, I don't understand that those top guys in the top 100 are way more important than anything else. They move the needle more than anybody.
Yeah, they hold more value. And I mean, how do I say this? Like, stars are important. Like, you can tell usually a kid's medal by how many stars are next to their name. But with that said, it can be a little bit of a popularity, contest at times. Yeah. And also, stars kind of beget stars. So, like, it at least on the old sites, I know it's becoming a little more uniform now, but back in the olden days, if someone get a star at Rivals, all of a sudden someone else might give them 2 stars when they weren't even looking at them before. So stars could kind of beget stars. And in camps, there's cliques and certain more popular teams and 7-on-7 and stuff like this. So a lot of politics, more than you might think of, goes into it. But at the end of the day, they start these kids up, and then it comes down to evaluations by your coaching staff, and that's going to ultimately what dictates what kind of players you get at your campus. So are your evals on? I've felt pretty good about Heupel's evals over the years. I don't know about you guys. Val, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I'll just go straight into that part. I think I trust his staff with their evaluations because for one, they've all coached together for a long time, so there's a lot of chemistry there. They know what each other's looking for and things like that. But if you look, like take Ty Redmond for example, he wasn't heavily recruited, but comes in and starting. Probably going to start this weekend as a freshman. So these guys know what they want. They know what they're looking for. Some of this star stuff, at the very tip top, it's pretty spot on. Probably you're more likely to hit than not. But once you get outside maybe the top 50 to the top 100, it really gets muddy for me. Now, I'm on the outside looking in. Maybe you guys understand it better than I do. Or the chat understands it better than I do. But it just gets muddy. I think the most obvious one's been Gabriel Osenda, right? Like it's from one end of the spectrum to the other, just from site to site. So I'm worried less about that, less about what we're ranked, less about what this side or that side says, and just if this staff says it's a fit, it's a fit. They know what they need, and even if it's comes down to ranking, it doesn't matter if they don't fit, right? So get the guys they want, they need, they picked out, and ride with them, and I'm trusting them to do that. They've had a good record so far.
I'm looking. I just Googled what are the on 3 team recruiting rankings based on, and it does say kind of what Coach said here. Each recruit's rating is weighted with the highest rated players contributing the most to a team's overall score. And when we look at this class of 26 for Heupel, what is it now? 7, 8 guys in the top 100. So that makes way more sense now. But again, I honestly I'm not surprised that he flipped, because, and I mentioned this yesterday in my video, it's almost like a domino effect. South Carolina lands Darius Gray, even though he's an interior offensive lineman. He wants to play offensive tackle. So then Kamari Blair's sitting there going, well, where does that leave me? Kamari Blair always wanted to be in Knoxville anyway. It was money that got him to South Carolina. So he flips from South Carolina to Tennessee. Shabazz committed, right? Like all these dominoes were falling at the same time. And now Shabazz jumped in because Blair went to South Carolina. So is now JB Shabazz going, well, hold on a second. Where do I fit into this? But Austin Price said it was money. He said that he came back to Tennessee. He wanted more money. Tennessee said no. North Carolina was more desperate. But, Pal, did it surprise you? Like, let's talk about Bill Belichick just for a minute. I'm going to use this to launch into Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Who in the world watched that game on Saturday and said, you know what? I think it's time. I'm flipping to North Carolina. Like, that is going to be a train wreck when your girlfriend is coming up to you on the sideline. And I joked about it yesterday. But it certainly looked like she come up to, can I have money to go get a hot dog? I'm hungry. Like, can I borrow your cell phone? Can I have the keys to the car? It's like, I'm trying to figure out what to call on defense. Get back in the press box. Like, it's going to be a train wreck. It is.
Yeah, that part's just a show. You know what I'm saying? But I had the same reaction you did at first. I go, why in the world? Anybody that watched that game, why would you want to go be a part of this thing? This train wreck that's just off the rails. But then I thought, okay, well, that makes sense. If you watch that offensive line work, they need bodies and they need talent. So it's probably going to be, they're going to overpay because they need people, and they're going to you're probably going to look to start early, probably next year. You're probably going to start as a freshman. So you throw money in somebody's face and promise them a starting spot, which whether he does or not, I'm sure they promised it. So it made sense once you looked at it that way. I don't know if maybe you get kind of clouded and don't look at the bigger picture sometimes. You say, okay, what's the best deal right now? I can start, I can get more money. 4 years down the road when I'm in a losing program, does it still pay off as much? Do I still get the same eyes? Do I same, also for what it is, because it's Chapel Bill, they're going to get a lot of airtime. They're getting a lot of televised games, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure all that plays into a kid's decision as far as like X's and O's. I don't know that makes sense if I want to be on. And I'm not saying that maybe they'll get it together 5 years down the road. I don't know if he's still there then, but for now, it's definitely a train wreck. Did not look good. They'll always have that open drive to look back on. They'll always have that to hold their hat on or hang their hat on. What a drive it was. And what an atmosphere for, one drive. But I think it just comes down to, it's probably, AP told us the money situation, but I think it's also going to be early playing time and you're getting the little bit of a limelight and all that kind of thing. But in the long run, probably not the best decision, but in the short term, I understand.
Okay, so we did learn something valuable. Miss J, I told you, don't come over to the sideline and ask me for money. It looks weird. The other staff makes fun of me. The fans think it's odd. So stop asking me for money on the sideline. Number two, all the things you said, Val. Kids try to commit, based on what a team could be, not what a team is. A lot of times they get sold on that dream. But like Val said, will Belichick even be there in 4 years when he's a senior? 5 years? Who knows?
Can we go around the room here real quick and then keep going, Coach? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I'm just
not
going to be here. Val?
No, probably not.
No way. No, it's all to get his son a job, right? He's hoping his son takes over. That's it.
I think that's the goal. That was the goal at Washington, right? And it just didn't pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He would have to hit the proverbial quarterback lottery in one of these transfer portals and really catch someone who did high damage, I think, to have true success there. And hoping to hit what am I going to do with her? What am I?
You got a problem. You got a problem.
I got a problem, bro.
We've been doing this for a minute, and I've never seen a love fest like I've seen for George McIntyre. I'm completely derailing you, Coach. I'm sorry.
She liked Andrew Luck too, and God, I was just embarrassed for 3 years. I don't know what I'm going to do, fam. Hopefully he transfers and I get some kind of a preview. Anyway, I'm off the rails. I forgot what I was even talking about. Belichick won't be there. You hate to lose a kid like this, but it certainly makes sense, right? I get it. Money, and everyone likes to hear NFL. So you put those two things together, you're going to get a recruiter too.
Let me catch up with Super Chats. Coach, I put a message to you in the back room if you can see it. Respond in the back room as I go through these Super Chats. But I wanted to hit this real quick because where did it go? Isaac Smith. Isaac Smith said, "Hey, where's my orange tea? Why do all these people in the chat have an orange tea, but I don't?" And he figured it out real quick. It didn't take him long. He figured it out real quick. He joined the channel. He became a member of the channel. We're on a membership push. We need more members on this channel. We're floating around a good number. I need to get to an elite number. We thought putting Sunday behind the paywall would drive that. I don't know that it's really driving that. We're having a good time on Sunday nights. You can come be a part of it. But if you like what we do, you like the content, the videos, the live streams, the community, whatever it is you like about this channel and you want to support us, hit the join button, and it's $1. I also just put a link in the chat there that you can join for $1. Here's what I'm going to do. We need 20 memberships during the course of this stream. 20. We got like an hour to get this done. I'm going to count Isaac's toward it. So we need 19 memberships, and we'll give away a free shirt. We got brand new merch, bonfire.com/store/talking balls. I might as well take the time to show that. We got the TN theme shirt that just came out. Morgan Wallen allegedly stole that song title from us, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what somebody told me. TN theme hats. We got a shirt that says "I hate the whole state of Alabama." Talking Balls Nike merch. They're going to Adidas. You like Nike? We got your back. Hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you want. Golf polos, quarter zips, windbreakers, travel mugs, all kinds of fun designs, parody designs, jokes, rivalries. Here's a parody right there. Vol World Order, because if you're talking Vols, you're talking Vols for life. We've got Beat Bama, Beat Georgia. There's a Talking Vols letter themed shirts. We got offensive shirts, FUGA, Buck Fama, Gator Hater. It's all at bonfire.com/store/talking balls. That is one way you can support the channel. If we get 20 memberships throughout the course of this stream, I'm going to give away at least one free shirt to somebody that's hanging out with us here on Talking Balls. JB Carter for 2 says, Dorfy, shout out JP. I appreciate you, my man, more than you know. Tennessee Tonto for 2. Bill about to go through a breakup at 82. Holy smokes, at 82 years old. Gabe's been a member for 23 months. Says, good morning, everyone. He's dropping those Talking Balls memberships. Now, the members of the channel are going to take this thing over. They're like, if you won't join, we'll make you join. Dakota gifted a Talking Balls membership. Todd gifted a Talking Balls membership. Dakota comes back and gives a 3rd Talking Balls membership. So we're already down to needing 16 memberships. 16 memberships will give away that free shirt. Ron the Don's been a member for 34 months. Says the orange tea comes with membership milestone chats as well. You get some, you can do it. I don't know how those work. I think y'all get them. Is it what? Once a month you get a membership
Once a
chat?
month.
Yeah. So let's see here. Where are we at? Blackout Jones, what's up, brother? For 5 says, let's be honest, Belichick wasn't good before Brady and wasn't good after Brady. Seen a lot of people talk about that narrative and say, you know, he's got this job at North Carolina, wants to get his son a job. There's a reason he couldn't get a job in the NFL, and I think that speaks volumes there. Corey Smith says, hold my beer. We're going to get this thing across the finish line. He gives 5 Talking Vols memberships. That ain't cheap. I appreciate you, Corey. Also, Dakota gifted another Talking Vols memberships. We're down to 10. We cut it in half in about 2 minutes. So shout out to you guys gifting those Talking Vols memberships. Does anybody else want to join? Let's see if we can get this thing rolling. Let's go back to recruiting. We brought up the fact, you know, the flip from JB Shabazz and somebody in the chat. I wanted to pull this up and then coach can kind of take lead here. Ben McKee tweeted out 5-star Oregon wide receiver commit. In-state Vols target set to return to Tennessee. Can I click on this without it? Yes. All right. It stayed right there. So 5-star Oregon commit. Let me see who this is. Do y'all know who this is? Kashawn Bowman announced his commitment to Oregon a little over a month ago, weeks before the start of his junior season, but other programs haven't given up. Tennessee is one of the schools he has visited most frequently, already scheduled to see the Vols again soon. He's going to be in town September the 13th for the Georgia game. I think that's going to be a big week, but it's getting guys on campus. Coach, who are you keeping your eyes on that Tennessee, if they get them on campus, can be a potential flip? I didn't plug it, but at bonfire.com, we also sell a shirt that says you're muted. Go ahead, Coach. You were muted.
I mean, I'm looking at a couple people that Bama has their eyes on, right? Like, number one, I'm going to go shake that number 1 linebacker in the class. I know we got 2 of the top 10 already, but I'm going to go shake that tree of Xavier Griffin with the trouble that Bama's having. I'm also going to go shake the tree on some guys like Jamarian Matthews. Of course, you brought up the running back from Wisconsin, I believe. I don't recall his name. He's a big one as well, but
Amari Latimer.
So,
Amari Latimer.
Mari Latimer. But like I said, Boog, I would be shaking the heck out of that Bama tree. There are some quality recruits in that class right now. And I would make these calls now to people like Xavier Griffin, to people like Jamarian Matthews, because if the wheels come off the bike here, you're going to have a true chance to steal some top talent out of that class. So if I were Tennessee, I would be calling all those guys like tomorrow, right? Did we bring up Lincoln Watkins as well? A Kentucky commit comes to mind too. Someone I might shake the tree with as well. So there's players out there definitely that could come our way. Do we decide to take a look at another safety out of St. Francis Academy? Kamari Big over at Maryland. I know someone that's the Vols have talked to in the past as well. Once again, one of those 3-star kids, but when you watch his film, he looks like a 4.5, 5-star. So I would take another shot there. Once again, I know we have a pipeline with St. Francis. I know we already got, Farouk, and then an offensive tackle on the way there. So I would shake that tree as well. I think we could definitely use more help at the safety position.
And at the safety position, while you're on it, Coach, what about I'm going to forget his name, but Ole Miss, the one we missed out to Ole Miss, the safety there. I know that's not Craig Cut, yeah. I know it's not like a immediate flip or anybody think that's necessarily going to happen, but I know Tennessee stays in contact and keep pressuring there, and it's a name that kind of just keeps popping up. I don't know that it's going to happen. I wouldn't put it above 25%, 30%, but I just know it's a name that everybody keeps throwing out there. So maybe we need some help at safety. So maybe we throw a little extra money that way. Any of these flips that you're like, well, it's probably not going to happen, this or that. We're always a check away. If this staff decides they have to have that position, or that's a position of need, we're always a check away. And that's any team, but that's just a position I think that we're definitely need to look at. And then running back, I don't know of any right off the top of my head, but I know that it's definitely a position of need. We put all our cards on Hyder, and it's kind of like we don't know how that flip's going to go, if that's even a flip possibility. So I'd keep a lookout for a running back too.
Amari Latimer was an interesting one to me. And the quotes in the video I made yesterday, his dad really talking out of both sides of his mouth. It's like, yeah, he's locked into Wisconsin, but we're seeing what these other schools have to say. And is it a matter of sitting down and what you got to see how the season plays out? And I think, we've heard guys like Austin Price say, these kids really don't look at win-losses. They really don't look at that. David Sanders, George McIntyre, they both committed after they visited for the loss to Georgia, right? It's like, how much stock do they put into it? But I think Coach brings up a good point, too, that if you're looking at DeBoer at Alabama and think, man, he's not going to be here in a year, 2 years, I think that can sway your mind if there's going to be a coaching change. But for Latimer, he wants to get to the next level. Like they said, the NFL was the big thing. Jalen Wright, Dylan Sampson. Guess what? I think. What if Star Thomas? I think Star Thomas can get drafted after this year. Like if you continue to put backs in the league, the way that you're putting quarterbacks in the league, the way that you're putting wide receivers in the league, that's only going to build your recruiting. But Fowl talking about safety. Also, this class, man, as we're sitting here looking at Ben McKee tweet this out that a 5-star wide receiver is going to visit Georgia. Do you have a shot there? I don't know. Look at the wide receivers in this class. And then I look at the position versatility. Joel Wyatt commits, and he's a blue chip guy. Tennessee likes him at edge. He wants to play safety. Does he end up at safety? Or is he a team player? Once you get him on campus, he's like, you guys were right. I've added enough size. I'm going to play edge. And then you look at Celeste Moa. That's a dude. He can play both sides of the ball. He can play safety. He can play wide receiver. Do you go flip a guy like this wide receiver from Oregon? And then all of a sudden it's going, you know what? I want to be a team player. I see Legend Bay. I see Tyreek King. I see Tristan Keys. It would benefit this team if I flipped over and played safety. Now you got Joel Wyatt and Celeste Moa, 2 blue chip guys playing safety, and you've still got a bunch of dudes at wide receiver. I think running back, like Fowl said, I think that's the interesting one. I've written off Savion Hyder. I just don't see it. I think he always wanted to be at Michigan. I think he's going to stick with Michigan. I thought it was interesting that VolQuest brought him up in the war room this morning. I'm like, Tennessee's going to continue to swing. We'll see what happens there. I think most likely, I think Latimer sticks with Wisconsin. I think Hyder sticks with Michigan, and I think Tennessee looks to the portal to find somebody because they got 4 really good young backs, right? 2 sophomores, 2 freshmen, but you need bodies. You need bodies, and you just got zero in this class.
Can you go out there and get another star, right? I mean,
right.
Is that kind of a diamond in the rough or however you want to put it? But I mean, he was successful before, but it wasn't like he was the most touted at first, and then he's come in and just shown out from the get. So can you keep striking that same well? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think you can
tie a bow on it, Coach, and then I'll run through some super chats.
No, I think you can continue to sprinkle through the portal, but I guess to tie a bow on it, man, I'd attack that Bama class because I think you just nailed it, Boogie. I don't think DeBoer is stable there, and God, I hate to negative sell, but I'd be negative selling.
Why not? Why not? Everybody's doing it to us. They did it to us throughout the whole NCAA investigation. Let me catch up with you guys in the chat. Thulta gifted 5 Talkin Vols memberships. Man, you members are crazy. You see, we're trying to sell memberships around here. We're trying to get some new members, and y'all are like, well, if y'all won't do it, I'll just do it for you. But shout out to Thulta, 5 memberships. That is awesome. Gabe Miller gifted a Talkin Vols membership. That is 6. Tommy T, Tactical Tommy, gifted a Talkin Vols membership. That is 7. Also, a Vol 1998. Join the channel. We appreciate you. Welcome. Wayne Cooley, join the channel. We appreciate you, Wayne. Welcome to the family. Also, Tommy Tactical gifted another Talkin Vols memberships. Y'all are off the rails now. Corey Smith gifted 5 Talkin Vols memberships. Shout out to you, my friend. JC for UT gifted 5 Talkin Vols membership, and JD Van gifted a Talkin Vols membership. That has us across the finish line. We're definitely going to give away a freaking t-shirt. We got it. We got to do it. Heath Morley for 5. We need to get Zion Gibson and Tristan Gibbons on campus. I saw a headline, but I didn't read it. Did Tristan Gibbons announce that he had shut down his recruitment? Did I read that?
I believe so.
I thought he did too.
That's right.
And then I've seen that VolQuest kind of shut down the Zion Gibson stuff. But again, I'm with Coach. Keep swinging. Just keep swinging and see what happens. Dave's been a member for 27 months, a little late to the party. Fellas, pesky doctor's appointment. The doctor was against me watching during the visit. Probably a Gator fan. GBO, what? Yeah, I would probably look to find another doctor. We got another super chat coming in here. Tim Armstrong for 10. Fellas, I wanted to talk about the Georgia game. Save it for next week. Do y'all think if we start Boo at star, can McMurray go back to corner and be as good? Not sure how long our starters will be out. So I had that kind of penciled in to talk about during the ETSU stuff, but this is a $10 super chat. We appreciate that. So we'll talk about it now, Tim. You look at the secondary, Jamal McCoy out, Ricky Gibson out, and it's not like it's just for this week. Ricky Gibson's going to be out for an extended amount of time. Jamal McCoy, I don't know when he's coming back. I think this is the answer. I think maybe not against ETSU, maybe against ETSU, Coach, you just keep doing what you're doing. Jalen McMurray at the star, let Boo play a little bit. Look, we saw what Ty Redmond did last week. I think you can lean on Ty Redmond's going to be just fine against ETSU. Colton Hood's going to be just fine against anybody in the country. I think you do exactly what you did last week. And then when you roll into Georgia, you assess, you see where things are at, and you say, Boo has worked his way back. He's earned his spot. He's going to be starting this week. I think you come right out of the gate with the media and say, Boo is back 100%. He's starting this week. And then you kind of rotate Ty Redmond, Jalen McMurray, and Colton Hood. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I keep it vanilla. I mean, that's we're going to get into in a minute, but that's kind of my word of the week is vanilla. Everything should be vanilla right now. Certainly on the defensive edge too. And if you have some kind of special fun little wrinkle, you're going to do like drop Boo to the other safety or move him down, move McMurray back out to corner, anything like that, work it out in practice. You don't need to work it out in front of Georgia's eyes against ETSU, even if it is vanilla. So, I think you're on the correct track with that. I would look at everything, though, in practice and make sure no matter what I did, I had my best DBs available out on the field at every single position. So whatever that rotation is in practice, you're going to be able to find that, figure it out, and then keep it vanilla on the field against ETSU.
I kind of had that in my things I'd like to see was like the third and fourth cornerback. Like somebody needs to step up and really show out there. I mean, I don't even count Ty as the third cornerback right now because I mean he's going to start, right? He's got to play. But who's that next guy? Like I know we talk about like this will fit, this will work. We can with the starters or starting lineup, but like these guys got to rotate. They got to get a break. These guys we got to rotate somebody in. So where do you go with that? Like, is it right? I mean, everybody's kind of talking that it's right, but I don't know. I mean, you really want to put a walk on, and I don't. It sounds derogatory. I don't mean it to, but like we start putting walk-ons against Georgia, it stresses me out, right? Like we start to worry. But where do you put McMurray? Do you slide McMurray back to safety? Do you slide McMurray to that other corner? Can he get some reps at corner to spell some guys? Because 1 and 2, our true 1 and 2 are gone for now. So now you're on 3 and what would have been 3 and 4. Well, now 3 and 4 is 1 and 2. So who's the next 2? Who's the next guy? That's kind of where I'm looking. And like Coach is talking about keeping it vanilla. Well, what do you think about if it's something? I mean, you can get by with this against ETSU and just kind of do what you want a little bit back there. Do you give Georgia something to scheme for? Do you give Georgia something to look at and have to prep for all week? Do you throw Boo here or there or McMurray here or there just to give them something else to have to scheme for all week that they're not going to see in game anyway?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. With the corner thing, it's like I'm confident with Ty Redmond and Colton Hood at corner.
Me too.
Until Georgia comes to town. And then is Ty Redmond ready for that step? I mean, he looked the part against Syracuse, but who do you feel better with at corner? Ty Redmond and Colton Hood or Jalen McMurray and Colton Hood? Right. And the
I think they're all going to have to play.
They are all going to play. And that's why I say, are you better off with Boo at star? Let him play the whole game and rotate your 3 guys at corner. So they want to rotate 4, right? It's 2 in, 2 out. That's what they want to do. But because you're so light because of the injuries, and you brought up a good point, who can be that 4th guy? If it is Jalen McMurray and it is Colton Hood and it is Ty Redmond, who's that 4th guy for you, Coach? Is it a walk-on in William Wright, or do you find that trust in another true freshman, Trey Poteet? You're going to throw 2 true freshmen out there against Georgia and have confidence? Because I don't. But what's the other option? A walk-on, or do you rotate the 3 guys? I'm rotating the 3 guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing Boo at star, and I'm rotating the 3 guys that we have confidence in.
Who's going to rotate?
I'm rotating the 3 guys, yeah, but I'm also trying to build confidence a little bit as much as I can against ETSU. I want to see Trey Poteet out there and just be dominant, like in vanilla, not doing anything special, just completely locking down his man, maybe coming up with a turnover, some pass breakups, that kind of thing to build a little bit of confidence. So, you don't got to rely on him a whole game against Georgia. But maybe you can rely on them in spots when you need them, right? When you need to give a guy a blow for a series, things like that. I want to give him all the look I can this week, and I think we'll see that as well.
And maybe they rotate across the board because somebody, I think, Fowl, you just said it. McMurray, somebody's going to, or Boo's going to rotate Boo. Right? So does Boo, good luck, Tim Banks. Good luck figuring out this rotation. It's like, McMurray, you're playing corner, then you're playing star, then you're out of series. You're playing corner, you're playing star. I have no idea what they're going to do.
You'd have to like slide straight from one to the other. Like, I mean, at some point you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, there's something's got to give. And then we're gonna take into account is Boo. I'm sure he is, but I gotta say it. Is Boo game shape? As much as he's missed, can he go out there and give you 60 snaps? I'm sure he probably can, but like, what's that 50 through 60 snap look like? And now I got no doubt by 3-4 games in he'll be fine. But I'm just saying with the preseason, if you want to call it that we've had, like all these guys, man, like not only do you got to go from, well, will he play? Now he's going to play. Now he's going to play the whole game. Now I need every snap. Like, I mean, that's a lot in a hurry.
Let's let me hit these 2 real quick. Clay Gamble becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Clay. We appreciate you, my man. Jammin' for Life also joins the channel. Shout out you guys for we wanted a membership drive. You guys gave us a membership drive. We are grateful for that, and we appreciate the support. Somebody said we need more thumbs up. He said we got 259 people watching, only 135 thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up below the video. It don't even cost you $1. It just takes you using your hand and moving the mouse down or swiping down on the screen. Just smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it. We're here live every single Friday morning. We'll be live tomorrow, an hour before kickoff, and then also immediately following the game. So tune in for that. Sean's here, drops a 5 spot. He says, hi. Hello, Sean. It's always good to see you in the chat, my friend. We appreciate your support of this channel. Let's Man, I feel like this show's rocking and rolling. I feel like we have some substance here. We got some stuff to talk about. And I thought this was going to be within the first 10 minutes. And here we are 45 minutes into the show, but that's what it's all about. We're talking all things Tennessee, all things college football. I thought this was a big deal. Single transfer portal window. The article here says that the coaches across the country proposed to move the transfer portal to a 10-day window in early July. Right? We saw what happened to Tennessee. It's like you had a window after the season while the playoffs are going on, and you have a window after spring camp. We've seen a guy like Tyler Barron go from Tennessee to Louisville to Miami. He commits to Ole Miss at one point. Like, this kid was in 3 different teams in 3 different playbooks in the course of 12 months. That's a problem in college football. It's a problem for coaches to try to figure out what they need to do, who they need to have. A lot of people mad about Coach Heupel not landing a wide receiver in the portal. He was coaching for a college football playoff game while all this crap was going on. Like, he should not have to be dealing with who's in the portal and who's not. Who am I going to lose in the portal? Who am I not? Squirrel White jumps in late. Why? Because we were preparing for a college football playoff game. That is a problem. Well, it's been approved. So now they have until October to sign off, make it official. The Big Ten was actually pushing for a post-spring window, and I want to talk with you guys about this, which window would be better. Instead of January, they wanted post-spring. The rule is still in effect. If a coach is fired, there's an extended 30-day portal window. January 2nd is the date they're looking at. So it's after bowl games, after the first 2 rounds of the college football playoff. But again, you make it to the semifinals, you make it to the national championship, you're coaching for a national championship, you're still dealing with the transfer portal. That's a problem. Like, you're trying to figure out, am I going to be losing depth? Who on my roster is going to bounce after this season's over? What happens when guys on your roster say, hey, I know I'm the second string wide receiver, but I got to jump in the portal now because it's open. So I'm bouncing. I'm out. And it's like, you're looking around and it's like, well, who's going to play wide receiver in the national championship game? So a couple of things I want to talk with you guys. Should it be January? Should it be spring? I think this is definitely a move in the right direction, Coach. But do you think the timing is maybe wrong? And they're trying to do it too. And I talked about this a lot last year during the portal window in December. They're trying to align it with college enrollment, right? Because if you push it too far back, you can't enroll in classes for the spring. So a lot of layers here, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of layers. I mean, I tend to say January. It just works out better. Spring's too late. I try to push that as far back as I possibly can. And, in a perfect world, like, you'd like to see them push that rule back a little bit to where they still could get into classes. But I mean, obviously they're not going to let football dictate when classes begin, unfortunately for us. So I think we're stuck with the next best choice, which in my humble opinion is January. It's not perfect, but it's better than 2, right? And it's better for me, for my money, than losing someone late when I have less time to prepare. That can be really, really detrimental, to your cause. And Tennessee's been lucky in that regard so far this year, but it'd be really easy to get unlucky in that regard too. So what goes around comes around, and I wouldn't want to be there for those comeuppance when they did.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Coach. I think January, given the 2, is the move. I want those guys to be on my team, on my roster as long as possible. I'd like to get them through a spring camp. I don't know if the spring window is that pre-spring camp, post-spring camp. I don't know how that works, but I want those guys in the weight room, in my system, in my health nutrition. I mean, if you're going from Alabama to Georgia, maybe it's not that big a difference. But if you're taking some of these guys, like maybe even a JUCO kid or a smaller school up to your level, like, you can make a lot of improvements in that 6-month span. So I want those guys in early. And then post-spring, if you did the spring one, is it like now where it's out of conference only? Because you're going to have to work out something there, because right now you can't, SEC can't go to SEC if you go post-spring. And then, do we still have the coach? If the coach leaves, do we still get that transfer, even though we have the 1 window? We're just doing away
because it didn't say that. It just said if coaches got fired. It didn't say anything if a coach just up and leaves. Surely that has to apply.
It has to. I would think, but you never know. And then you got to worry, what about just like position coaches? I mean, a lot of times you think, well, that wouldn't necessarily matter, but like if Coach G were to leave, I mean, that would weigh heavily on a lot of guys' minds. Not saying they would leave, but that would definitely factor. The only thing about January, And I agree with January. But if I got to give it one knock, maybe you come in just after the playoffs or just after a bowl game, and emotions are still kind of high. You haven't really settled yet. You don't know where you fall in the tree. You don't know like where you might be on the depth chart. So maybe that one's a little quick. Like the happy medium is obviously the answer, but we're not going to get that because of classes and things like that. So I think the lesser of the two evils. I want the one portal, and I think January is the best of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see people in the chat, and I agree with what you're saying in the chat. Like Boudreaux here saying late January, early February. Of course, I agree 100%. Cody says maybe it could end in February when the original signing day ended. I agree. The problem with that is you open up the transfer portal and I jump in February. I can't get in class because enrollment was weeks earlier. So, like, are you going to let me transfer to a school, finish my semester at Tennessee, and then transfer for the summer? I mean, that would be an option. The other option is start the college football playoff earlier. Like, they take that little break there, the SEC championship. Maybe you do away with conference championships because what do they matter now? Like, it doesn't even matter. And so you get rid of conference championships. You slide the college football playoff back a week. Actually, it would be like 2 weeks because don't they take a week off between the conference championships and the playoffs? I think there's like a 2-week break there. I think if you did that, moved everything back. And look, I hate to say that, because I love the SEC championship, man. I had opportunity to go with Snake when we freaking Eric Ainge threw the pick and we lost to LSU, and me and Snake are crying, and we're sitting there and like just drowning our sorrows. And we look around and it's like, dude, we got to get out of here. It's nothing but LSU fans celebrating all the Tennessee. We rode back with a bunch of Tennessee fans. I got my cell phone in my pocket. My wife calls me. The ringtone's Rocky Top. I've never been cussed more in my life than all the Tennessee fans turning around like, what's your problem, bro? Turn that off. But I love conference championships. It's a beautiful thing. It's a part of college football. But guess what? College football is changing. And we can sit here and say college football is never going to be in the same again. NIL ruined it. Or we can say, man, we got parity in college football. Last year was a heck of a lot of fun. Week 1 this year was a heck of a lot of fun. I don't want it to become the NFL where it's like every team's going 8-4 and it's like, all right, everybody's in the playoff. Let's see which 8-4 team comes out on top. That's not fun to me. But I think college football is – I think it's in a good spot right now. Y'all can agree or disagree with that, but I think college football is in a good place right now. Look at TV ratings for week 1. Nobody's watching that crap. Are you kidding me? They were through the roof for week 1.
Yeah, I'm tuning in to games I'm not normally wouldn't care about. I mean, give me football, put it in my veins right now. I'm ready to go. You put it on TV, I'm going to watch it. You could slide those. I mean, if you say you got rid of those conference or championships, you're going to start the games earlier. The same teams are still going to be in there. If you're in a conference championship, you're going to play. And I think at the end of the day, it comes down to money, because they want those big games, those venues, all eyes on, all that stuff. But you're going to get those games anyway. So I don't have a problem with that as much as maybe some do. I know you want that conference championship, but it's almost like, what is it in basketball, where it's the best records gets the championship title anyway, and then they go on to play a tournament, right? So it's almost like instead of a tournament, you get the start of the playoffs, and those teams probably have a bye anyway. So they're going to get a bye, then play in the very next weekend. So if that fixes everything else, I don't mind losing that. I know maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but if it fixes the rest of the calendar year, I can give that up.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me hit a $2 super chat from Billy Todd. Says late door fee, GBO. We appreciate you, Billy. We got 270 people watching on this Friday night. I'm going to do a selfish plug real quick because I'm about to shut this thing down because I feel like I don't know. I just feel weird promoting it. And shout out to Foul Mink for setting it up in the first place. We got contractors in the house. That's why there's not been as much content this week. That's why my appearance on Locked On Vols today, if you watched it, was a train wreck, because I've not been able to get in my office. I've not been able to do my preparation like I normally do. It's been chaotic, but we are getting close to the finish line. But we are looking at, it's actually went from $15,000 to $16,000 worth of damage from the storm that ended up in a flood, our entire basement underwater. We're close. We're close, but they're in the house. They're getting the work done. You guys can see the pictures from the storm. Actually, those are the dryers cleaning everything out, the water. I mean, it was ankle deep in my daughter's bedroom, living room. Her side of the downstairs was destroyed. Mine, I had to rip out the floor myself. I had to do a lot of changing. That's why you can see the backdrop looks different. But my office is about 99% back. Her room is close. They got the walls back up. They're trying to do drywall, trying to sand it down. Then we've got to paint. But you can go and you can support the GoFundMe. And I don't expect anything from anybody. I'm grateful for everybody that has donated. It's a lot, man. It's an unexpected expense that my family wasn't expecting. We weren't prepared for, quite honestly. So shout out to everybody that's donated, but I don't want this thing to keep dragging out. So I'm going to be closing it probably within the next week or two, just letting you guys know I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Shout out to Fowl. Shout out to Coach for all the support through this drama. I'm ready to get back to business as usual. I'm ready for my house to be back to normal. So if you want to donate, I just put the link there in the live chat. It's also in the description of all the videos. And just thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for carrying this through. Just unexpected, man. It is what it is. And we still got some work to do on the outside. We got to fix the problem that's causing the flooded. Like right now, it's a bunch of tarps. Me and my old man got under the deck and we nailed like 4 tarps to create this fake front that drives the water away from the house. You know, we just found out this house is flooded like 4 times before we bought it. It had mold in it. That never popped on the inspection. That's why we had to cut all the walls out. Didn't have to do that on my side, but had to do it on my daughter's side. So I'm grateful for you guys. Jeff showing some love here. I appreciate you, Jeff. We'll play the clip for you, brother.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
$100 is crazy, man. I appreciate you, Jeff. He says you and your family, GBO. I appreciate that support, my man. It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. Like every single donation means a lot. I told these guys I really don't like the idea of asking for help, and Foul Mink says, I'll do it for you. Don't worry. So shout out, Jeff. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that's donated. Shout out to a lot of you guys didn't donate to the GoFundMe. You just dropped super chats, and I appreciate that too. I just appreciate you guys being with us on this ride. So thank you so much for the support. Again, the link's down there if you want to do it. Let's get back to talking ball because that's what I like to do. I want to talk about this. This is one of the videos I wanted to make this week. But, dude, and shout out to the company doing the work. It's one guy. One guy is coming in here, and he just grinds and goes to work. Shout out to that guy. But I could have made a video, and it's been hammering and nails and saws. And so I wanted to make a video on this, so I figured why not throw it in here for the live stream this morning. And a lot of the national media is changing their opinion of Tennessee after the Syracuse game. And I get it. Syracuse is not some national championship contender, but what they saw on the field changed their mind. And Greg McElroy over at Always College Football dropped his top 25 after week 1. He moved Tennessee from 21st to 13th. Foul, when you look at this list, and I'm not a guy, like I'm not going to sit here and go, well, Penn State should be 4, not 3. Georgia should be 2. I'm not that guy. I don't know if you're that guy. If you are, you can comment on that. If not, you can just comment on the fact that I think this is spot on. After seeing what I saw from Tennessee, I thought 2021 was too low. I thought it going into the season that it was too low, but I get it. National media have their doubts, have their questions, just the same as we did. But what do you think, Tennessee going from 21 to 13?
I felt like we were a little too low to begin with, just because. But we're more in the loop, right? We see some of the stuff a little bit closer than a national view. They got to look at a little bit of everything. And from the outside looking in, we had 3 big questions. I mean, we had more than that, but 3 big questions. We're replacing almost the entire offensive line. Question. We're replacing Dylan Sampson. Question. And we're bringing in a quarterback that's been here 3 months. Big question, right? And all 3 of those, I think, got answered on Saturday. Line looked great. And that was even on I won't say the B team, but the B team lineup, right? We meshed and moved around. Then Dylan Sampson, we're worried about our production. Can we replace production? Well, we found out we got 3 guys that can replace production. So even if you don't want to hang your hat on any of those 3 guys, which I think you could. If you don't want to, it's like by committee, those 3 are going to put up the same numbers, or if not close to what Dylan could put up. And then the big question in the room is what's Joey going to look like? Is Joey going to come out? Well, the biggest question about Joey was turnovers. He didn't throw any picks. Guys, it's going to happen. Don't freak out. It's going to happen. Everybody throws one eventually. But for now, he did what he's supposed to do. He went out there and protect the football, manage the game, and hit the deep shot when he needed to. So I think Joey looked good. I think the line looked great. And I think the running back as a whole looked great. So I think that was the 3 big things that a lot of national media was wondering about, wanted to hold reservation about, didn't want to look silly on the first week. So they put us a little too high. Now we answered those questions. I think we're back to right where we ought to be.
Let me say this, Coach, and then you chime in here, because Greg McElroy said the reason he made this shift with Tennessee is he said he has no more significant questions about Joey Aguilar. None. That's he said. I'm like,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I meant to read this first, but I know Coach disagrees with that. It's okay to still have questions about Joey Aguilar, but to come out of the Syracuse game and say no more questions there. He talked about, Joey made a lot of great throws, some down the field. He says low percentage, requiring big time accuracy, better downfield than what we've seen the last 2 years. You got some stuff to clean up. He was impressed with the offensive line. He said he knew the defensive would be good, and they would constantly harass Angeli. He brought up no question marks about the defensive line, which I still have question marks there. I do. Not because they weren't good. Like, they got after the quarterback with, I think they had 5 sacks, 7 TFLs, but because of the lack of depth, because of getting pushed around late, I think it's fair to be concerned. But no more significant questions about Joey Aguilar, Coach. How break down all this for me?
I mean, just like, look, Joey did great. I was really happy with his first game, right? Like, really, really happy, proud of him. It's just like any quarterback before, Nico, Melton, Hendon, whoever, like we said, we're going to judge them based on what they do on the grass in the SEC, right? We see that starting against Georgia. So we just need to see consistency in conference. Do I have faith that he can do that? Yeah, absolutely. But just to say, oh, I put it to bed, like nothing more to see here. Everyone move along. Maybe a bridge too far for me. I want to see it on the grass, week in, week out in the SEC at a high consistent level. I believe he can do that. I believe he's got that calmness to him that, he's been around the block. He's not going to get too high, not too low. He's going to be even keeled, and I think he can get that done. And I think the system yeah, sorry guys, I've been battling with a little bit of an allergy throat thing. You've probably seen me coughing here on the side, so forgive the deep cool voice that you get intermittently here when I'm not projecting. I still got to save myself for a game too. But
are you saying you yell at your players, Coach?
All week.
Well, hold on. I'm completely derailing everything. My favorite thing was when I got to meet Coach J's son, because Coach J's so quiet, so even keeled all the time, never too high, never too low. And I get to meet his son. I'm like, so what was it like playing for your dad? He's like, he yelled at me a lot. Sorry, I completely derailed the conversation.
No. Very accurate. I'm a live pit. Look, I'm a linebacker coach, right? I'm live pistol out there. But I just, once again, to say no concern, no. To say that you feel really good about it after the evidence you've seen, yes. Still want to see a higher completion percentage. I know I've harped on that a couple times. 57.5. That needs to be at least 63 for me to feel good about that. So get that part of it up. But I certainly understand.
Does it exaggerate that for you too? Because the throws he's missing are the easier throws.
Correct. Yeah. Well, like, you don't want to wind up with Jim Everett back there either. Like, shout out to those of you who remember Jim Everett back in the day. You don't want a quarterback who can hit every deep ball but can't complete a 10, 15-yard pass either.
Right.
That's a problem as well. So just even keeled, but you could see he was just a little hot, little high, which you can certainly understand out of the gate with the weight of Volunteer Nation on him, really, guys. So proud of what he did out there and think he can continue to build on it, certainly.
Let me hit the super chat real quick. Tommy Tactical for 20. That's Orange Boy. Will play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Shout out Tommy, says, I can't give a lot, but when people are in need, you help out when you are able. Good luck with the process. Shout out Tommy. I appreciate you. And that's the hard part about this whole thing. My income is based on you guys giving. My income is based on your donation. So it's hard for me to come back and say, oh, by the way, I've got this unexpected expense. I need y'all that pay my regular salary to go above and beyond. That's what makes it so weird for me, because your super chats, your memberships, your merch sales, all that stuff is what pays my bills. And I get it, man. You guys have bills too. The economy is tough. Bills are tough. So I'm grateful for everybody that supports this channel, man. Grateful. So thank you, Tommy. I don't ever expect anybody to give. If you don't have $1 to give a month, don't give $1 a month, period. Just don't. Hang out, enjoy the content. You say, well, Boogie, you only interact with super chats. Pop in on a Tuesday night. See if I interact with only super chats. I'll promise I'll talk Tennessee football all night long. Let's jam through the gambling segment real quick. We don't condone gambling around here, but apparently, let's kick it off. Coach has to put together a parlay that somebody's going to place a $100 bet on. Coach, are you ready for that, or you want me to do that last?
No pressure, Coach. Let's do it.
He's muted, so I don't know if he's ready or not.
Let's do it out of the gate, man. Let's do it.
All right,
out
here
of
we
the
go.
gate.
Here's your parlay that we're not condoning, but if you wanted to put $100 on it and then donate 50% of the winnings to the Talkin VAWLS Network, then this would be the opportunity to do that. What do you got, Coach?
All right, we're going to go out right out of the gate with a get right game. I'm going to take Texas at -37. I just like that. San Jose State, I watched that whole game against Central Michigan. Their offense is atrocious. I think they turned the ball over like 6 times, something like that. Texas, for some faults that they had on offense, I mean, the defense was pretty lights out against a pretty good Ohio State team. So go ahead and give me Texas -37 too. Like overreaction on week 1 against Ohio State, I think is definitely a real thing there. So I like Texas -37. And then, of course, the greatest coach to ever coach college football, the one, the only Southern Florida Bulls and one Alex Kolish.
Yep.
+18, guys. Look, South Florida is 0-3 against Florida, but 3-0 against the spread against the Gators in their only 3 meetings. They've covered every single time. Go ahead and give me the Bulls at +18. And then just some follow-up picks, guys. I got the Trojans at -29 against Georgia.
Wait, you got to have one more on the 3-legged parlay. Give us the one that's best.
He's giving you a third one right there.
I know, but I didn't. He said he was going to run. Is this the one you want for the 3-leg parlay?
Yeah,
US,
yeah,
okay.
I am. Yeah, Georgia Southern a little bit stauncher of a test, but Lincoln Riley's going to go do what he likes to do out there and beat up on the little guys. I see him putting up another big number, 65, something like that. Will Georgia Southern do a little damage? Maybe put up 20. Yeah, I see that, but I think USC is just going to run that score up into the high 60s.
So let's talk about last week. Foulman, give us your record for last week. What did we do? 3 picks?
Yeah. We had 5. I had 5 wrote down with 3. Out of the 3, only missed the Tennessee under. It was hit the Appalachian State over or the end of points, and I can't remember what the third one was, but it doesn't matter.
You went 2 out of 3. Coach, what'd you go last
2 out of
week?
3.
On this show, like I said, it wasn't good. I dropped Notre Dame, Tennessee, holding Syracuse under, and then also I dropped Virginia Tech. Not really because Lenora Sellers, like I thought they kept him in check, but it was a punt return that did me in that game. It was a big 60-yard punt return. Otherwise, I believe I would have gotten that one.
So you went one for 3. So Foulming's up 1 right now. That's what we're going to keep track of. You guys, they're going to give us their 3 best picks, which Coach Jay is going to have 2 different things here he's doing. He's giving you the parlay to place your $100 bet on. If you gambled, we don't condone it here. And then they're going to go head to head. They're going to give us 3 picks. And that's what I don't know. Does that make sense? Should we just go Coach's 3 picks or the parlay? How do you want to do this?
I have 2 other picks if you want them.
I just went with 3 picks in and out.
Yeah, let's just do that because Coach Jay's 3 picks should be the parlay because
that's his favorites, right?
Yeah, that's his favorites. So
Okay.
Coach Jay's got Texas -37, USF +18, USC. What was the line on that one?
On the USC one, -29.
USC -29. All right, Foul. What are your picks?
I got you. I got too fast. I got Ole Miss -8.5 over Kentucky. Kentucky's terrible. Ole Miss is looking for revenge. Won't be close. South Florida. I took South Florida over Florida too with the points. I need to find Coach's bookie because I got it at 17.5 on. It was the ESPN bet, so I need to find the 18. But it's a tough South Florida team, and you got Coach Golish. I think they're gonna hold there. And then I got Oklahoma -5.5 over Michigan. I'm taking the experienced quarterback at home.
All right.
So
wait. I'm reading the chat and missed it. What was the last one?
Oklahoma -5.5 over Michigan, and I'm just taking the experienced quarterback at home there.
All right, so there's your picks.
Picks
Coach Jay Texas -37, USF +18, USC -29. Foulman's going Ole Miss -8.5, USF +18, 17. Well, he said 17.5, but you're either way. Oklahoma -5.5. Foulming leads on the season. He is up 1 game. I don't know. We're gonna make this fun. We're gonna come up with some type of bet. some type of bet between you guys going down the stretch. Let me hit Super Chat. Bert Smith Real Estate for 5 says, does money in Super Chat go to the same place as GoFundMe? Essentially, it does. The only difference is and I don't care how you guys do it. I appreciate any and all support. YouTube takes more of a cut than GoFundMe. GoFundMe, where it's a fundraiser to help people out, they take a less percentage than YouTube does. So it's probably better if you went that route. Either way is fine. It's all going to the same place. Corey Smith drops a hundo, man. That is very generous. We'll play the clip again.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Shout out Corey for the hundo, for the repairs, GBO, man. I appreciate you guys. Kind of blows my mind. Like, I don't know. Y'all are always crazy, but, man, when we're down and out, we need support. You guys are there for me, and I appreciate that. So shout out Corey for the hundo. Shout out Jeff for the hundo earlier. We appreciate you guys more than you know. We're going to tie a big fat bow on this stream. We're going to talk about ETSU, and this is a get healthy game. This is a just stay healthy, survive, and advance. Give those young guys some playing time. There's not even a betting line on this game. It's going to be so bad. ETSU won last week 45-17 over Murray State. 572 yards of total offense, almost 400 yards on the ground. They rushed for 392 yards last week against Murray State. It's an interesting story, man. We talked about it all week. 2 quarterbacks with Power 4 experience, Cade McNamara. They got another guy, Jacoby Criswell, who's going to run the football. They're going to play both those guys. So I ask you guys, Coach, you kick it off here. What do you want? Just what do you want to see from Tennessee? And I know you gave your coach answer in the chat on Wednesday night, but what do you want to see on Saturday?
Just dominance. I think I was listening to you and Kaner talk on the drive over here. Happy he gave you a bunch of crap. That was awesome to hear. But just I don't care if it's Jamal Wallace out there and whoever's on the D line. I don't want to see them running for these kinds of yards. I don't want them moving the ball like that. I want to continue to see, even though vanilla, an opportunistic defense that can jump in front of passes and, take fumbles, strip sack the quarterback. I want to continue to see Tennessee grow that. The defense has been stingy, but I think an opportunistic defense that takes the ball away a lot is something that's been missing to a degree in Tennessee. Not that we haven't had some of it, but I mean like a really opportunistic one that can really stick that flag in the ground. That I would love to see. And then, I want to see Joey come out, he doesn't need to throw 28 passes, 35 passes, or 42. I'd like to see him come out and go, 18 of 22, something like that, and then run for over 400 yards.
Fal, what you got, buddy?
Just quickly, continue some disciplined football. We got out of there with very few penalties in the first week. I'd like to continue that, stay on pace with that. Get these young guys as many reps as possible. We're going to need them. It's already showing up that we need them. So this is the game. Get them all in there. I don't care, 3rd, 4th, 5th guys, whatever you need. Get those guys in there. Get those guys some game reps. And the big one, get out of here with no injuries, man. We got it. We can't just it's happened to us time and time again in these smaller games. We lose a guy to an ankle. We lose a guy to a wrist, things like that. We got to get out of here without that. And can we get some fewer drops? The competition's lowered. It's not quite routes on air, but get these guys some nice, easy throw and catch. Get Joey in a rhythm. Get these receivers in a rhythm, because I want it to happen early and quick so we can get those guys out of there. So can we address the drops there? And I'm excited about Big Dave's debut. Can Dave come in there and show why he's starting as a freshman? Can he get in there and dominate some of these guys? Because if you can't dominate this week, you're not doing it next week. So you better come out and show out. We already talked about the cornerbacks. I want to see a 4th cornerback show his face. I want to see a guy come out and take that spot. And I'm with Coach. I want to see some big numbers in rushing. You got to have. I mean, we could have multiple guys with well over 100 or 150 apiece. So let's get all 3 running backs over 100.
Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to go live an hour before kickoff right here on the channel, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's your show. We come on, we get crazy. I don't know if Orange Among Us will be back. I think that guy may have been banned to the wasteland forever. But it's crazy. It's fun. It's loose. It's just a way to hang out and get geared up for kickoff, about an hour show. And then immediately following the game, as soon as the game ends, as soon as we can all get jumped on here and get geared up to go, we'll go live for the post-game show. I've already made my prediction Wednesday night. I said just be physical, run the football. I want to see the defensive line get after it. I want to see the defensive line be dominant. My prediction was 56-3. Coach Jay, what do you got?
I'm going to go 63-13. I think you're going to see a late trash touchdown against like walk-ons and, those kind of guys. That's the only reason they get to that 13.
I was close to going 63. Close to going 63. What do you got, Foul Ming?
I'm right there with you. I'm at 66-10. I think you could see some of these young guys come in, make a mistake. Maybe you get a fumble or something to put them in position for a field goal or some of these late trash touchdowns, right? Like just a little bust from some of the young guys. But I'm 66-10.
I love it. Again, join us tomorrow for the tailgate show, and then immediately following the game, we're giving away a free T-shirt. We're going to give away that free T-shirt next Friday morning, and I'm going to announce it on the show. That's where you're going to find out who won. So be here next Friday. I will announce who win. How do you get entered to win? Here's what we're going to do. We're about to end the stream. I see you guys putting your predictions in the comment section, and that's cool. That's fun. That's awesome. You got to come back. Put them in the comment section, not the live chat, the comment section after we go off air, after this live stream is over. Don't put it in the live chat. Put it in the comment section. Put your score prediction in that comment section. We will pick one person to win a free Talkin Vols shirt. We will send it out, or we'll announce it on Friday, and we'll get it sent out as soon as possible. But that's going to do it for this one. For Coach, for Foul Ming, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call